Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Music Mondays podcast. I'm your host, Sob Slays. Welcome on in, my friends. Happy Monday. How we doing, man? How we doing? We are well into December and well into season 6 of the Music Mondays podcast. I hope we're chilling. I hope we're well. Hope everybody had a good week. Hope everybody's vibing. Big week for us here at Music Mondays, man. Closing out the end of the year. Lots of good things on the horizon. 2025 is going to be stellar. I'm excited, man. Lots of good stuff coming, but this is episode 204 of the Music Mondays podcast. And like I said, I'm your host, Sob Slays. Welcome, my friends. So, pretty stacked show for you guys this week. Tons of submissions per usual. We're gonna go over the weekly recap stuff. We're gonna talk about the next couple weeks at Music Mondays. Really gonna kind of cap off what the next 2 weeks really looks like, since it's, quite literally the end of the year. Little bit of a discussion segment as well, and then we're gonna hop into submissions, so you guys know the drill. Let's start off with some weekly recap stuff. So let's get into it. What happened at Music Mondays over the last week or so? So per usual, Music Mondays basic logo t-shirts are available right now in limited quantities. We still have smalls, mediums, and larges available to ship out, $20 including shipping. Make sure you definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us a DM if you're interested in those. Over the next 2 weeks, you'll see one last end of the year post go out for basic logo tees. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Per usual, every single Tuesday, Music Mondays early access Patreon content goes live on our Patreon. That's where you can catch the Music Mondays podcast in full quality before it drops everywhere on audio platforms and on YouTube. So again, if you want to go record the show, you want to go clip the show, or you just want to go watch the show, you can catch it early on Patreon. So definitely go check that out every single Tuesday following the live show. Let's see here. So that's Tuesday, like always, and then we headed to Wednesday. SoundCloud Sunday submissions open every single Wednesday, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled for those as well. And then, of course, we update the Music Mondays podcast on our socials as well. So Wednesday's pretty stacked. So keep your eyes peeled for that every single Wednesday. And of course, we headed into Thursday with a couple of new uploads. So every Thursday, the audio version of the Music Mondays podcast that you're watching here live goes available on all audio platforms. So make sure you go check that out every single Thursday. That's pretty much been a staple for quite some time, so you can pretty much always count on the audio version of the show being available every single Thursday. And then, of course, a brand new YouTube upload is available every Thursday as well. Last week, we discussed a pretty important topic, to be honest with you. During episode 203, I spoke about how to prepare for the end of the year, realistically. How you can kind of end off your year as a creator and as an artist relatively strong. Make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that, and definitely go check out that upload and go show that some love. And of course, per usual, like I said, episode 203 of the Music Mondays podcast is available on all audio platforms as well. So that's per usual, every single Thursday. Then we headed into Friday with a brand new article by the homie Blank Thought. Blank Thought put together a pretty stacked list of some of their favorite underground 2024 drops. That's available right now. That's live, so definitely go check that out and go show Blank Thought some love. Another banger piece by Blank Thought. Blank Thought's a pretty veteran writer at this point at Music Mondays, and their pieces are always really well thought out, so definitely go show Blank Thought some love for sure, and go check out that piece for sure. So that was Friday. We headed into Saturday with episode 203 of the Music Mondays podcast available on YouTube. So per usual, after you watch the live show or you want to go check it out on YouTube, that drops every single Saturday. So we pretty much want to spread the show as far as possible, right? So we give everybody the chance to watch it wherever they want to watch it, right? If you miss the live show here on Twitch, you can catch it on audio platforms on Thursdays, or if you like the YouTube version, you can go check that out on Saturdays as well. So episode 203 is available everywhere, so definitely go check that out, and huge shout out to everybody that submitted, tuned in, and showed love. Let's see here. So that was Saturday. We headed into Sunday with SoundCloud Sunday volume 165. That was curated by me. Cover art by me as well. Huge shout out to everybody that submitted to SoundCloud Sunday. That was another fucking banger lineup as well. That was like relatively stacked, so definitely go check out SoundCloud Sunday volume 165. That's available everywhere and on our SoundCloud as well. So definitely go check that out and go show it some love. And of course, submissions open every single Wednesday for SoundCloud Sunday. So keep your eyes peeled. Make sure you follow us on socials. Stay up to date with everything that we're doing over there on our SoundCloud. So that takes us into today, Monday, which is December 16th, episode 204 of the Music Mondays podcast. We're here, we're live, we are chilling. Decent week for Music Mondays, but the next 2 weeks are going to be even crazier. So that was pretty much your weekly recap. But what I want to dive into next is what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next couple of weeks, because we only have 2 weeks left of 2024. So pretty important details coming up. So let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. So, all right. A couple big things happening at Music Mondays this week. So, there's a pretty big Patreon update happening this week over on our Patreon. We're just gonna hook everybody up with a little bit more of content and goodies over there, and anybody who's subscribed at any tier of the Patreon will be getting some more rewards in addition to pretty much everything that they have going on over there now. So that'll be launching this week. Nothing is really changing when it comes to the Patreon. We're just adding a few more rewards that you can get if you subscribe to the Patreon. So that'll be coming this week, so make sure you check that out and make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. Like I said, we're going to be putting out one last promo post of our Music Mondays basic logo tees. So that'll be the other thing that we kind of put out for the end of the year. We have a pretty decent collage piece that's going to be put out, so that'll be sick. So those two things are getting done this week, and then next week is the voting process for the Music Mondays Awards. So that'll be pretty nuts. Realistically, I'm not going to talk too much about the Music Mondays Awards this week because we do have one more Monday before the Music Mondays Awards. So on the 23rd, which will be the day before Christmas Eve, that's when I'm talking about the Music Mondays Awards, and I'll be explaining the categories and things like that. So next week, that's when all that will be going down and the voting starts and all that good jazz. So for those of you that are familiar with the Music Mondays Awards, you guys know the drill when it comes to that and how we kind of break down the categories and things like that. But for those of you that don't, next week we'll be talking about that on the show. And I'll be going through pretty much the whole process if you're kind of new and you've never been involved with the Music Mondays Awards, so that'll be something that we do next week. So those three things are pretty major, and that's what's going to close out the end of the year because, like I said, we only have one more episode, and then on December 30th, that'll be the last Monday of 2024, so that's when we'll do the Music Mondays Awards. Obviously, we always do it at the end of the year, whatever the last Monday is before New Year's, right? So, a couple of weeks left, but next week will be pretty much stacked with Music Mondays Awards stuff. So that's pretty much like all the major jazz that'll be happening over the course of the next couple of weeks. We're going to be doing some cleanup when it comes to the Music Mondays content and just making sure that the website's updated, making sure that all the staff's good, making sure that we go into 2025 with our content pretty straight. So it'll be a busy 2 weeks for the Music Mondays staff and crew for sure, including myself. But it'll be fun. It'll be exciting. So Music Mondays Awards next week. This week will be the Patreon update and the Music Mondays merch update as well. So outside of that, nothing is really changing when it comes to the usual Music Mondays content. Everything will be staying the same, right? The podcast will stay the same. SoundCloud Sunday, all of our playlists, all our YouTube uploads. You can expect an article every single Friday. You guys know the drill when it comes to that. So nothing's changing schedule-wise, but pretty big drops coming over the next couple of weeks. So make sure you keep your eyes peeled. Make sure you follow us on socials and stay up to date. So that's pretty much the next couple of weeks. I think next week's episode will be, like I said, a pretty big deal when it comes to the Music Mondays Awards. But this week, we'll keep it a bit light so that way we can really dive into the Music Mondays Awards and get that all in one show. You know what I mean? So that'll be really cool. But that's pretty much what's coming over the next couple of weeks or so. And of course, make sure you follow us on socials to stay up to date with everything that Music Mondays has going on. So, let's see here. All right. Now, we did the weekly recap. We spoke about what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week or so. Let's talk recruiting. So per usual, Music Mondays is always recruiting. That's nothing new, but we are looking to fill a few slots before the end of the year and going into 2025. So if you have interest in becoming a writer, journalist, designer, curator, you want to do short form, long form media for Music Mondays, you want to do anything that involves underground content, definitely let us know because we are recruiting. We are looking for new staff members. So just send us a message, send us a DM, let us know if that interests you or you'd like more information on the Music Mondays staff roles. And of course, we do have a Music Mondays role guide that'll be getting updated for the 2025 year. That's a video on our YouTube channel where I kind of break down all the Music Mondays roles, what each role kind of does, and what makes you essential to Music Mondays, what your content is like, and things like that. So if you want any more details on the Music Mondays roles, definitely go check out our Music Mondays role guide on our channel, where I kind of break down a lot of those in more detail. But of course, make sure you send us a message, send us a DM if that's something that you're interested in. So, recruiting, definitely. And of course, we are on the hunt for more SoundCloud and YouTube exclusives. If you have an unreleased SoundCloud track that you'd like to have hosted and promoted for free on the Music Monday SoundCloud and across all of our socials, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us an email, send us a DM. We are only interested in unreleased material, so feel free to do whatever you want with the track afterwards. You want to go upload it to Spotify, you want to go do a music video, things like that, that's fine. We are only interested in the exclusive SoundCloud version of the track. So again, if you want to get some promo in that way and you want to help us kind of start archiving a lot more over on the Music Monday SoundCloud, definitely let us know. Not only to obviously show support to our listeners over there, but it's a great way to promote artists in a different way, other than the show or maybe a playlist and things like that. So definitely let us know if you'd like to have an exclusive track hosted on our SoundCloud and promoted and hosted for free by Music Mondays. Definitely let us know. And of course, the same goes for YouTube, right? So if you have a visual music video, you even want some audio hosted on the Music Monday channel of almost 300 subscribers, definitely let us know because we are on the hunt for YouTube exclusives as well. Again, we are only interested in unreleased material, so definitely let us know if that's something you're interested in or you want any more details on that. We've hosted quite a few things on the YouTube channel as well, so the YouTube and SoundCloud exclusives is something that we're going to be hammering down pretty often. We always talk about it here on the show, but going into next year, that's definitely something that I want to make sure we stay up to date with and make sure that we're always kind of letting everybody know that we're looking for exclusives, right? So that's one thing that's very important, very, very important. So again, if you're interested in a SoundCloud or a YouTube exclusive to be hosted and promoted by Music Mondays for free, definitely let us know. Send us a message, send us an email, send us a DM, send me a DM. We'll be happy to have that conversation with you. So, let's see here. So we spoke weekly recap. We spoke about what's coming on Music Mondays over the course of the next week. We spoke about recruiting. We spoke about exclusives. That's pretty much everything major. So let's dive into our discussion segment this week. So this will be pretty interesting. Obviously next week we'll be going into detail about the Music Mondays Awards. So that'll be our discussion segment for next week. But this week, kind of a more lighthearted topic. Again, kind of similar to how to end the year. But this will be a very interesting topic. So what we're going to be talking about this week is how often you should be dropping music. I see this question get asked a lot all the time on Reddit, on Twitter, and a whole lot of other places. And it's going to be different for everybody. But I figured I'd just share some tips and information that I think might answer some questions or kind of put you in the right direction. Put you in the right direction, you know what I mean? So let's talk about it, man. All right. So, this is one that I kind of thought of last week or a couple of weeks ago or something like that, where I kept seeing people ask how often they should be dropping music, right? Well, the question you kind of got to ask yourself when it comes to a topic like that, right, is how often are you creating music, right? I think it really depends on what type of creator you are, right? Because I don't think a schedule or anything like that really matters if you're not really like a serious musician or a serious creator. You know what I mean? So if you're just kind of like a hobbyist or you just kind of making music for fun, you don't really care about anything like that, this video definitely is not for you. But if you're on the more serious end, this is definitely your cup of tea. So, realistically, creating music, production, doesn't really matter what you do. If you want it to become your full-time job, right, and you want it to pay the bills and you want to do all these other things, you're going to have to work pretty hard, obviously, right? But you're gonna have to work every single day when it comes to um, putting out your work, right? Because that's gonna be the way that you're kind of, serving people, right? Because think about it in in fast food terms, or any other type of business. You want to be serving people new types of drops and new types of content all the time, right? So you want to be working constantly. I wouldn't even say that like releasing constantly really matters, but if you have like a massive backlog in library, I always think that's really good as well. You know what I mean? Like you always want to be working. I think constantly working is a very, very good thing. But when it comes to releasing, it's like, okay, like say you did have a massive stack and a massive library of unreleased music. What do you do with it, right? So ideally, the way that the underground climate is now, and the way that you know new artists kind of come out and really start to get some emotion, is constantly dropping, right? I think people kind of look at it backwards, because like you could be a massively talented artist, but if you're not releasing anything all the time and kind of garnering a fan base, you're ultimately losing out. You know what I mean? Because people kind of go backwards because they want to spend 3-4 months on a drop and then kind of release it when they don't really have a big enough audience. You know what I mean? And then they get upset when the drop is, kind of mediocre. When in reality, you should have been dropping leading up to that massive single, right? So if you spend 3-4 months on one track, you're going to want to be releasing tracks during that time. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket when it comes to that, especially if you don't have a fan base yet, right? You don't have a following, you don't have a support base. So it's like, why even, you know, hold your own music hostage? You're kind of doing yourself a disservice by doing that. So you want to be putting out as much as you can now, so that when you actually do develop a support base and you start to develop followers and fans and things like that, you not only have a massive library already out, but you're kind of continuing your schedule. But now, knowing that you have people waiting on things, you can kind of fine tune your drops a little bit more. You know what I mean? Instead of fine tuning your drops now and dropping it for an audience that, could potentially be way bigger if you were just releasing music all the time. You know what I mean? So realistically, the month to month basis is what everybody kind of sticks with now as far as the climate goes. You know what I mean? Like if you're a new up and coming artist and you're not really sure how often you should be releasing, it's definitely a monthly thing. You know what I mean? And it doesn't really matter what it is, because you could do an EP per month, you could do a single per month, you could do a music video per month. It really depends on how you want to spread it out and what your library is really looking like and what your work ethic is like too, you know? Because like I said, if you're cooking up that much and you're in the lab all the time, an EP a month is not shit for some people. But some people don't have the chance to record that much, or, their day job gets in the way or things like that. So I would even say a single per month is truly one of the better ways to go. You know what I mean? Because you're always kind of leaving yourself some room to promo it. You're kind of leaving yourself some room to not only improve, but kind of think of other ways to support your drops. And then you have obviously more time to create the next track, right? So I would say, start with what you can handle. I think that's a big thing there. Don't try to like live up to somebody else's schedule or X, Y, or Z, because everybody's different. You know what I mean? Everybody's day to day is different. Some people record every day. Some people record once a week. You know what I mean? So it's really depending on your workload and work ethic. And a really like safe bet to make sure that you stay in front of people's faces all the time is once per month. You know what I mean? And then you can kind of follow it up however you want to do that. But that's my cup of tea on that. I would say again, it's different for everybody. You know what I mean? And what works for you might not work for the next guy. So always keep that in mind and always try new things. And definitely make sure that you're being consistent. You know what I mean? Consistency is the name of the game now. You know what I mean? Because if you're not working hard, there's somebody out there who's gonna work hard. You know what I mean? So it's like fuck it. But that's that on that, my friends. This will definitely be uploaded on the Music Mondays channel, so make sure you go check out the channel. Make sure you subscribe. We're like 4 subs away from 300. We only have 2 weeks to get to 300, so make sure you sub to the channel if you like videos like these, or you want to stay up to date with the Music Mondays podcast and things like that. So, per usual, make sure you like the video, subscribe, all that good jazz. New uploads every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments just like these, and a lot of good jazz over there. So, make sure you go show the channel these videos and the artists some love. Let's get it. Very interesting topic there, but kind of a simple one that's like, I don't know, doesn't really apply to everybody, you know what I mean? It's gonna be different for everybody. So just something always to think about when you're kind of wanting to go in like a more serious direction, you know what I mean? So You guys know the drill. It's time to get into some reactions views. All right, all right, all right. So, let's see here. Okay, so you guys know the drill, but if you don't and you're new here, let's talk about it. So tweets will always be in the same format. The only thing that changes is the date. So make sure you check the date and drop your links. And make sure you double check the date so you're not submitting to a show that has already happened. You know what I mean? So make sure it's the upcoming Monday and you'll be good to go. But per usual, like I said, submissions are always in the same format every single week, and they'll always read artists and creatives. Submissions are open for live reviews on Music Mondays, live on December 16th, 2024, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, twitch.tv/ZomBlaze, which is here and now. So per usual, just make sure you check the date. And of course, if you'd like to submit your music, artwork, fashion, or digital creations, drop your links and portfolios below. All art forms are welcome. So contrary to our name, Music Mondays, we've pretty much reacted to everything here on the show. Everything from, obviously, music, instrumentals, covers, remixes, music videos, merch, photography, writing, videography. We've pretty much reacted to everything here on the show. Just to give everybody a fair shake if you're an underground independent creator, right? Of course, most people that are musicians are multi-talented, right? A lot of musicians are also producers. A lot of producers are also designers, and vice versa. You know what I mean? So we just wanted to make sure that we include everybody when it comes to the Music Mondays podcast. And of course, 4-hour show limit just to make sure that the show's a little bit more palatable to watch back. I mean, one could argue that a 4-hour show is still a little bit long to watch back, but opposed to our 5, 6, 7-hour shows that we used to do, definitely 4 is a bit easier and something you could just throw up on the TV or anything like that. So just keep that in mind, 4-hour show limit. And of course, we are one of the only live shows here on Twitch every single Monday. So again, just to keep the pressure a little bit light and make sure that we can actually give you guys consistent shows, the 4-hour show limit was put in place. And of course, submissions are free. They always have been free. They always will be free. But the only thing that we do ask is that you're following Music Mondays on Twitter to be eligible. Of course, that not only helps spread our message and show us love, but it pays respect to everybody else that does wait for their submissions to be reacted to every single week here on the show. So that's the only thing that we do ask is that you're following Music Mondays on Twitter to be eligible. And of course, Patreon subscribers submissions are played first every single week here on the show. So if you're subscribed to the Music Mondays Patreon at any tier, whether that be the basic, advanced, or premium tier, you gain access to a whole bunch of goodies, including the Music Mondays Fast Pass, which allows you to have your submissions guaranteed they get played here on the show, but they also get played first before the rest of the communities, right? So kind of a double whammy and kind of a big deal. So again, if you know, for example, you subscribe to the Patreon tonight, the next 4 Mondays in a row, you'd have your submissions played first here on the show, which again, not only guarantees that they get played, but they also get played at the height of the show, right? And of course, when people go watch the VOD back, you're pretty much one of the first submissions that always comes up, right? So kind of an advantage, but make sure you go check out our Patreon and go show all of our Patreons some love. And if you want any more details on that, we'll be updating the Patreon this week, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled. Per usual, the only other thing that you guys need to know is that submissions close about a couple hours before the show starts. So per usual, we are a live show, so we like to keep things free flow. And a good rule of thumb is that if the show is live, submissions are obviously closed. So again, that's just so we can get a head count and make sure that the orders don't get messed up and the order stays as natural as possible. And of course, per usual, submissions are available for pretty much 6 days out of the week, right? So if you're watching the show live here tonight, submissions open for next week's show tomorrow. If you're watching this anywhere else, submissions are already open, so make sure you go submit your tracks. Outside of that, I don't think anything else needs to be mentioned. That's pretty much the big breakdown when it comes to the Music Mondays podcast. But if you like any more information, we have a how to submit to the Music Mondays podcast guide on our YouTube channel where I kind of break that down in a little bit more detail. How the Music Mondays came to be, or how the Music Mondays podcast came to be, how and why we take submissions on Twitter and things like that. So if you want any more details and any more lore on the Music Mondays podcast, that is available on our YouTube channel right now. So definitely go check that out and go show that some love. But outside of that, let's check out how many Patrons we have tonight. And then we are going to kick it off. So I think we have one. We got Laveries first. We got Jordan. So Jordan's back this week. We missed Jordan last week. And we got TDG. So Laveries, Jordan, and TDG. All right, I'm down. All right. So our first Patron tonight, the homie Laveries, a very talented hip-hop artist, is back with some more Recession rap follow-up. So, this week they submitted another vertical lyric video with another remix for Toast One. So we've pretty much reacted to every single track on Laverius' latest project, Recession Rap. But now they're starting to get in with the remixes, and the features have been insane. We've already done one, but this week we got Toast One. So I'm down. Let's pop it open a new tab. Let's see what we got. So the vertical music video that we watched last week is actually pretty sick. And Laverius is usually very creative when it comes to their content and their music videos and their lyric videos and things like that. So this will be awesome. I'm down. Laverius A Ghost Toast One remix, featuring 33 Dante. I'm down. Let's get into it. The buzzball is hilarious. This one was crazy.
She wanna go up to the room so she can choke some down. Yeah, I let her throw some, and then I painted on her face, might make her glow or some. She asked me for no money, but I still throw her some. Cause when she do that shit like that, feel like I owe her some. Yeah, I'm finna toast one. I'm finna toast one.
One angle is fire. Holy fuck.
So what? I ain't being sober, so I bought some more drugs, yeah. We can pull it up, pop that shit, or smoke it up, yeah. I don't give a fuck what you wanna do, let's do it, bitch, yeah. Drink responsibly and don't drive under the influence, yeah.
Facts.
Let's hit the club, yeah. We can get fucked up, yeah. Let's get fucked up, yeah. Let's get fucked up, ayy. I don't give a fuck, oh yeah. I don't give a fuck, oh yeah. I don't give a fuck, oh yeah. Yeah, I'm finna toast one, yeah. To get fucked up, yeah. Grab your blunt and grab your cup and fuck that shit up, yeah. Got tequila in this bitch, I'm finna toast one. Got my bitch right next to me, she finna smoke one. Broke ass nigga texting me, ask me to hold some. I can't send it cause my baby need a toast done. Got my own girls, I swear that I'm scared of no one. The nigga talking about me like this nigga knows some. Nigga don't drink for us, so I gotta coach them. I'm tequila all night, watch how you approach it. I'm the press, I put that E in from my motion. I mix 3 drinks in this cup and started floating. Any drug that I want, I can get it. Hard for me to have some fun, I gotta get lit. If this music never work, I'm still gon' get rich. Anything you hear me rap, I really lived it. Sweating this shit out, cause it's hot as fuck and I'm high as fuck. Oh yeah, yeah, sweating this shit out, cause it's hot as fuck and I'm high as fuck. Oh yeah, yeah. We can get fucked today, we can get fucked tomorrow. We can forget we got fucked up and then get fucked tomorrow. Yeah. I'm finna toast one, yeah. To get fucked up, yeah. Grab your blunt and grab your cup and fuck that shit up, yeah. Yeah. I'm finna toast one, yeah. To get fucked up, yeah. Grab your blunt and grab your cup and fuck that shit up, yeah. Recession rap. I miss it, I need it.
Recession rap, ladies and gentlemen. Recession rap. Yes. Yes. Fuck yes. Okay, so like I said at the start, man, Laverius really knows how to have fun when it comes to their content, and some of the follow-ups to their drops are just super good energy. You know what I mean? They're just really, really high energy. This one's up there for me, man. This one's up there for me. I mean, when we were first reacting to Recession Rap, this was one of the ones that caught me off guard because it's definitely one of the most unique instrumentals on the whole project. So it's like, holy fuck, you know what I mean? But the fact that the various kind of bodied it the way that they did, and then the feature came on the remix, and they kind of bodied it too. So it's like, oh shit, like this was one man where I like the chance that Laverius took, and I like that Laverius is kind of rolling with this kind of style and rolling with this track and really kind of following it up this way. So this was awesome. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, all right, let's talk about three things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Toast One. So, all right, Toast One. Let's talk now. Like I said, the original track I thought was pretty crazy. So for the remix to kind of follow it up this way is really impressive. Really, really impressive. Um, I was kind of curious about the feature as well. I didn't know if the artist was gonna, you know, not sound good because I feel like obviously they would have sounded good, but certain artists, you know, they don't like it's really hard to catch a certain vibe on an instrumental like this. You know what I mean? Like it depends what type of artist it is. So you really had to find the right voice and the right feature to actually hop on something like this, and somebody who's even willing to hop on it, right? So let's talk instrumental. So we've already reacted to this instrumental, but I kind of want to give a brief breakdown of it again. So I like the choice off rip. You know what I mean? Like it's just one of those choices that really surprised me from Laveri's, but I think it really worked out. You know what I mean? It really did. Um, but let's talk mix. So instrumental mix solid. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. The whole album is really fucking solid. If I'm being honest with you, Ghost is a really talented producer. So what we pretty much found out after reacting to all of Recession Rap is that Ghost is very consistent, very very consistent. So not really a shocker that the instrumental's solid, but the mix is great. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Like I said, drums cut through nicely. Sound selection's great. Nothing that I would ultimately change on this whatsoever, to be honest with you. I'm a real big fan of the instrumental mix of the whole project. Realistically, the whole project sounds very consistent. Um, okay, so instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star, very interesting. Um, you know, I think last time I said drums, and I'm kind of leaning towards drums again, to be honest with you. I definitely think the melody's up there as far as being flavorful and definitely hitting that like high energy hype like alt rock style, but the drums are just fucking crazy on this, to be honest with you. Like absolutely fucking crazy on this. So for me, the drums definitely clear, but melody's definitely a close second for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Let's talk vocals. So vocal mix, fantastic. Again, it has the classic Laveri sound, to be honest with you. So the vocal mix is definitely up there, 100%. Um, it's very consistent throughout the whole project as well. That's one thing I really like about Recession Rap as a whole is it's definitely like a new era of Laveri's and a very obvious level up for Laveri's. You know what I mean? So, um, vocal mix is very solid, very very solid. It stays with that Laveri's flavor, but it bumps up the quality a bit more. You know what I mean? So, Laveri's again is very consistent. Um, throughout the whole project, realistically. And as far as Dante goes, they have obviously a little bit of a different voice and kind of have like a different style and sound when it comes to Laveri's. But when it comes to their vocal mix, absolutely fantastic. You know what I mean? Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Has the perfect amount of effects on it. You know what I mean? Again, with them kind of having like a different sound, I was kind of curious on how they were gonna match Laveri's, but it definitely gives like a different flavor without taking away from the song. You know what I mean? Which is great. So that's pretty much everything you wanted from a feature for something like this. So vocal mix solid for both of them for sure. Um Vocal shining star for both of them, probably writing, to be honest with you. I think writing here really shined for both of them just because it's a fun, lighthearted kind of turn up song. You know what I mean? Like everybody has one of these in their library and everybody likes jamming to these every once in a while. You know what I mean? Everybody loves like a good chill or you know, in this case, high energy turn up song. You know what I mean? This is definitely one that you know, you could spin on a Saturday night while having some drinks and things like that, you know. So definitely writing for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums, vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk about the visual. So, with the theme obviously being Toast One, quite literally, um, being about partying and going to the club and things like that. Laverius took the liberty to get a buzz ball and whatever's left of their bottle and kind of vibe out. And I definitely like the approach a lot. I think Laverius does a good job with these, like I said. You know what I mean? Like something as simple as this when it comes to following up a big album is so important. So important. So not only is Laverius putting out remixes, but they're doing lyric videos and kind of staying with the theme of the song, but also giving a more intimate kind of look to his supporters, which I think is just fantastic. You know what I mean? So, um, Shining Star when it comes to the visual is um, definitely the I would say like the concept of it all, right? So the fact that we got a new angle, but it's definitely obviously like the same crib and it's like the same like probably like the same night realistically. Um, it almost feels like a story, you know what I mean? So now the next one, we could almost expect Laverius to kind of be in the crib again and doing X, Y, or Z, you know what I mean? So the concept of it is definitely Shining Star for sure. I feel like Laverius has a very good vision on what they want when it comes to their post promo and things like that. So, well done, my friend. Well done. Great follow up. With that said, a huge shout out to Laverius. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much love. Make sure you go sub to their channel like Music Mondays already has. They are 8 subs away from 530. So go show them some love on the tube over there. And of course, make sure you go follow Laverius on Twitter. They're 10 followers away from 120. So go show us some love over there on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel, man. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. So, first patron of the night, huge shout out to Laverius. That was a fucking banger remix. A great follow-up for sure. Our second patron of the night is the homie Jordan, a multi-genre, very talented artist. Jordan is back with a track titled Lovely. So we didn't get a submission from Jordan last week, so I'm definitely excited to get back into Jordan and see what they've been up to. So let's see here. This might be a brand new track, actually. Let's pop it open a new tab. Like I said, a multi-genre talented artist Jordan is. And they came with a track titled Lovely 8 days ago, about a week ago. This looks just like a one-off single, to be honest with you. Very interesting, so I'm excited. Lovely, written and produced by Jordan, cover shot by Jordan, and we got lyrics in the description. I am down. I'm absolutely down. All right, let's get into it. Jordan, Lovely, let's go. Great dreamlike intro right here.
I know there's phases. I know I'm changing. Something worth waiting. And somehow I'll make it. That's how I prayed then. Tears on my face, man. Thank God I was patient. Oh, so lovely, lovely. Under the moon, under the stars.
The mix is crazy.
Feel you love me, she loves me.
That was fucking amazing. Also, I just noticed this has 1,000 plays. Good for you, Jordan. Congratulations, my friend. Looks like this one fucking nailed the algorithm, eh? Good for you. Good for you. That's what we like to see, man. That's what we like to see. A little 1K, well deserved. You know what I mean? I definitely think that's one to nail the algorithm for a lot of just like regular people. So well done. Um, but wow, this is crazy. So what an interesting theme. What an interesting vibe. Um, wow. This is the most like I don't want to use the word professional, right? I think this is the most like well put together track Jordan has just kind of had for like a one-off single. You know what I mean? Because there's so many throughout the projects that I think you could say that about. But as far as like a one-off single goes, this is crazy. This is a real crazy. Um, all right, let's break it down. Let's talk about it. We're gonna talk about three things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Lovely. So, instrumental's fantastic. Like the definition of a pure underground R&B instrumental, very unique, but sticking to the plan. You know what I mean? It sticks to the sound. It has all the staples in it. It like hits the right vibe. It's very angelic. Um, so definitely no gripes with the instrumental, to be honest with you. The mix is great as well. Nothing clashing too overbearing. I think that sound selection is awesome. Vocals sit really, really well. Um, Definitely no gripes with the instrumental mix at all. Usually Jordan, you know, has a pretty consistent mix when it comes to their instrumentals. So nothing really shocking here, but something I always want to point out for anybody new that may not know Jordan. They have a very consistent instrumental mix for sure. Um, so instrumental solid, instrumental shining star. You know, for some reason I'm probably biased here, but I really want to say the drums, man. The drums are just the drums are something else. They really, really are. Um, I feel like the drums really put in that like emphasis on the emotion for this track, and really is like taking it home. To be honest with you, so for me, definitely the drums, but the melody and the structure are like a big, big close second. But I'm huge on these drums, especially the kick for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix is great. Jordan's kind of hitting a little bit of like auto tune, a little bit more effects in this one. It's a little bit more intimate. It's a little bit more emotional. You know what I mean? I think Jordan did a really good job mixing these vocals and kind of going with the vibe of the track. And really hitting like all the emotion possible that you could hit. So vocal mix is very solid for this one, 100%. I'm big on this vocal mix for sure. It sounds amazing. Um, Vocal shining star. Mm, I'm kind of torn between writing and flow and cadence and delivery. Writing is definitely up there for me because it's very poetic, very honest. But the way that everything's delivered and the flow and cadence is just like, whoa. It's very angelic. I just keep coming back to that word. So, um, for me, flow and cadence and delivery, but writing is a very close second. So instrumental solid, definitely drums, vocal solid, flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. A great shot here, a great shot of you know, this is one of those covers, right? Um, that ultimately makes more sense after you listen to the track. You know what I mean? So that's what's special about this one. Not only is it like aesthetically pleasing, right? But it's one of those ones that makes more sense after you listen to the track. And it's like, oh shit. So perfect for a single and perfect for this track. I think Jordan did a really good job on this shot. Definitely. Um okay, so overall theme. Um Very interesting. A very, very interesting theme here. I think one line um kind of sticks out to me. Thank God I was patient. So that kind of says to me that, you know, from the perspective of Jordan and where this was written, right? Um, finding that person in your life for companionship after you've kind of been through a lot is one of the craziest feelings ever. You know what I mean? And everybody kind of has that feeling in life at least once. I'd like to think, you know what I mean? Because everybody goes through like a shitty relationship, right? Or a shitty situationship, whatever you want to call it. And then you try to heal, and you heal, and you heal, and you heal, and you heal, and life goes on, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, is love even real? Is love gonna be a thing? And that love after a shitty breakup is one of the craziest loves you could ever experience in life, and that's just facts. That's just facts. Regardless if it lasts forever or not, I think this moment of like realization and you know being grateful that you're patient is such a crazy feeling, and I think Jordan wrote about that feeling, because it's such a interesting one, and for the lack of a better word, it's lovely. You know what I mean? No pun intended there, but I think Jordan went for a love ballad here, and actually it's tag ballad, which is fucking crazy. As soon as I said that, that's nuts. But it really is a ballad for sure, an emotional ballad, and um, as much as you can put your feelings on the table when you're sad, upset, angry, or distressed, you can put your feelings on the table when you're happy and things are good too. So I think as an artist, that's the um, one of the perks of the job is you get to be happy and write about it, but you can also be sad and write about it too. So, but this is one of the most well put together tracks we've seen from Jordan in quite some time. Not really like in quite some time. It's just one of those tracks that like sticks out, and like the average person on the street is gonna understand the vision, because sometimes with us underground artists, we make a lot of interesting music, so when it's something that's like so simplistic, almost anybody could get behind it. That's one of those ones where you really start to see people's true talent, because Jordan has range, like a range for sure. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Jordan. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go follow them on SoundCloud. They're one follower away from 80. And of course, make sure you go follow Jordan on Twitter. They are 9 followers away from 400. So make sure you go show them some love over there on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists in the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. Alrighty, my friends. Much, much love. Well freaking done. Alright. Huge shout out to homie Jordan. That was fucking nuts. Up next, our final patron of the night, last but most certainly not least, the homie TDG, aka Till the Grave, a very talented hip hop artist, submitted a track titled "Eventually Expected." Even Yuli, unless it's like a typo, it's gonna be a typo. Proud and performed, mixed by me. We got some lyrics and description as well, song off my upcoming EP. All right, I'm down. Let's pop this open, a new tab. Let's see what we got. Eventually Expected. Yeah, I was right. It was just a little typo. All right, so we got a little unreleased TDG here. I'm down. Prod and perform, mixed by me. I'll be back when? Well, I'm expected eventually. Eventually Expected. What a crazy ass cover too. That's fire. That's actually really fire. I like that. Okay. Let's get into it. Exclusive Music Mondays premiere. Eventually Expected. Till the Grave. Let's go.
So I guess it's up to you. God, just do what you do. Looking for the path back. I'm lost in the map, I don't have that. The moon, I wanna grab that. I want my life back. I'm just a witness, riding along. I don't make decisions. Pins and needles, hexed by witches. Trying to finish the puzzle, but I got pieces missing. I only feel the friction. Feels unreal like fiction. Wait, where did I go? I'm missing. This is a dream, not existence. Ego death, hearing steps, skirts my left. In my head, feeling dead, called for help, left on red. Flying dreamland, I lose my meaning. What I believe in, nothing and everything. Flying dreamland, I'm losing my meaning. What I believe in, nothing and everything. take it on. Feel like I'm writing the same damn song. So don't know how the words go along. Trying to get it together, but I'm lost. I think I'm gone. I have thoughts that are wrong. I thought I had what it cost, but I'm off the mark. I am tired, just depressed. It gon' take a little longer than expected. I'm so sick and tired of looking at reflections. Got no mind, please I need direction. Going blind, waste my time. I'm just guessing. Every sign in the sky to have a message. Talk to you, perception. 47 gave me time to heaven. If you did or did not learn your lesson.
Wow.
I can't stay alone. No more adrenaline.
What an interesting track. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. Yeah, TDG has been on a roll recently. You know, you can just tell that they're working their ass off. You know what I mean? Like they're constantly recording, they're constantly writing, they're constantly trying to come up with new and innovative things. You know, so well done, my friend. Very, very interesting. That definitely has like the unique TDG flavor for sure. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, we are gonna talk about three things. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. So, um, hmm. All right. Um, let's talk instrumental. So, produced by TDG. Let's talk mix. Mix is solid. Nothing too clashy, too overbearing. Vocals sit pretty good. Everything cuts through nicely. Nothing I would like ultimately change on the instrumental mix at all. Nothing too jarring. Definitely, you know, nice and level. Everything's right where it needs to be. Nothing super crazy here. So, instrumental mix definitely solid. Instrumental shining star. Um, you know, probably the melody. Melody makes this very dreamlike, very eerie almost. You know, it sounds almost like a dream. You know, it truly sounds like a very interesting dream. To be real with you, drums are up there, but definitely the melody for me, for sure, 100%. Um, so instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, pretty solid to be honest with you. Especially with TDG mixing their own vocals now. You know, it's gonna take some time for them to kind of like find a vocal range where and a vocal mix really where they're kind of comfortable with it. You know what I mean? And it's gonna change per song as well. So mixing is a never ending journey. But as far as this one goes, nothing super clashy, nothing too overbearing. Um, nothing that I would ultimately change on this. It keeps that TDG flavor on it relatively well. You know what I mean? So vocal mix definitely solid, 100%. Vocal shining star. Um, hmm. You know, probably the writing. To be honest with you, TDG has one of the most unique writing styles, and really, kind of mixes a lot of very interesting topics and has such an interesting flavor when it comes to their writing. So, um, for me, probably the writing, 100%. So, instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme. So, aesthetics. Um, fantastic cover choice. Like I said, I really like this shot. You know what I mean? Like one of those like off guard, like on the plane kind of shots. You know what I mean? And it really kind of like fits that like eventually expected like, you know, on my way kind of feeling. You know, so I like that a lot. I definitely like that a lot. Um, like even if this is like the official EP cover too, if it's titled Heading Home, definitely has the EP vibe to it as well, like a good like 3 or 4 track EP, you know. So it could work for a single or it could work for an EP, you know, either way. But aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, um, I'd say it's quite literally in the title. You know, when things happen in your life, whether it's a breakup or you know, family stuff, or you just go through something that's like very trialish, right? And you kind of go through things. Sometimes you need a minute to go like regroup and gather yourself up, right? And just kind of like come back and you know, come back better, right? So I think it's quite literally in the title. I'll be back when? Well, I'm expected eventually. Right, exactly. So it's one of those things where TDG knew that they'd be back to form, you know, and knew that they'd be back right where they needed to be. And I think they did a good job kind of expanding on that and, you know, explaining to the listener that, you know, sometimes you just got to come back harder, you know, and that's one of those ones where again feel like a lot of TDG's music as of lately um, is really coming from the heart, and that's one thing that you definitely got to appreciate. So, well done, my friend. Well done. With that said, huge shout out to TDG. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Make sure you go follow them on SoundCloud. They're 2 followers away from 1K, so make sure you go show them some love. And of course, make sure you go follow TDG on Twitter. They're 3 followers away from 160. That's a W milestone, so make sure you go show them some love over there on the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. That does it for all of our patrons tonight, my friends. Huge shout out to all of our Music Mondays patrons. You guys are fucking wonderful and amazing. Huge shout out to Mark, Ryuki, Kruger, Dry My Eyes. Huge shout out to everybody that submitted tonight. Jordan, TDG, and the homie Laveries. You guys are fucking amazing. Thank you, my friends. And of course, if you'd like a chance to have all of your Music Mondays podcast submissions played first on the show, just like we did for all of our patrons tonight, make sure you go check out our Music Mondays Patreon. I believe it's patreon.com/music_Mondays. So make sure you go show that some love. And huge shout out to all of our patrons, man. All right. So, back to the community submissions. So you guys know the drill, man. We're just going to start from top to bottom. Let's get into it. So we're back with the homie Sam's Raps, a very, very talented hip-hop artist, submitted Pop Quiz 16, this week's Pop Quiz. Damn. All right, so Sam's has been killing it when it comes to their recent submissions, man. The writing has just been insane. This is an artist that you got to look forward to all the time when it comes to their submissions, for sure. But like I said, a very talented hip-hop artist. Sam's Raps submitted Pop Quiz 16. Let's see what we got here. I'm down. All right. So, let's get into it. A little exclusive, unreleased Music Mondays premiere, Sam's Raps, Pop Quiz 16. Let's go.
I'm half zooted, Judge Judy on the tube, and this dude had sued this other dude for pissing on his shoes. Apparently, he stepped up in the bathroom off the booze, and he picked the fucking urinal right next to him.
Oh, shit.
But back to your boy, biting nails, binging pale ale. Throwing up the deuce, I guess bulimic's come in twos. Never needed state approval, I simply state my truth. And if you need to prove your hate, go ahead, don't make no sudden moves. I'm in control like my nameplate a 1. I'm Ghost Mangione like Luigi a chunk. Playing a trumpet or shooting a gun. I'll lube up the valves and I give him a pump. I'm chiropractor, I'm breaking your back. I ain't taking girl, but I'm making her laugh. I think we both know that's the same fucking thing. She cackled to me by just stroking. Me, I'm in the hazard, sand trapper, rake it up. Flick it on the surface, make it stop right near the cup. Tap it in for birdie, see the box and tee it up. Yeah, you dudes could drive it, but could you even make a putt?
Holy shit. We got Anwook in the chat. What's good, baby? Hope you're well. Welcome on in. Happy Monday. Judge Judy, I agree. What a way to start off. What a way. And then the Luigi bar is crazy, too. I was like, what the fuck? Man, that's crazy. That is a crazy 1 minute. Wow. All right. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Let's break it down because this is quite the submission here. Quite the submission. Let's see here. So we're going to talk about 3 things. Yeah, we're going to talk about 3 things. We're going to talk about the instrumental. We're going to talk about vocals. And we're going to talk about the overall theme of Pop Quiz 16. So, all right. Let's talk instrumental. A very interesting choice. It has a very like evil vibe to it. It really has like a sinister villain-esque kind of vibe. So I like the choice from Sam's Raps a lot, and the way that they, approached it was very interesting too. So I like the instrumental choice 100%. Instrumental mix is great as well. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Nothing that I would like ultimately change on this. I think they did a really good job with that as well. Not really a shocker. You know what I mean? So instrumental mix very solid. Instrumental shining star. This one's kind of interesting because the melody gives off that like demonic villain eerie kind of vibe, right? But the drums really keep up the pace here. I think I'm gonna go drums for sure. I like the sound selection on the drums as well, but for me, definitely the drums, just because they keep up the pace a lot and really, again, like put emphasis on Sam's writing here for sure. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. A vocal mix, a very interesting vocal mix. Not really like too far off from what we usually get, But again, it puts more emphasis on the darkness and the dark energy of this track. You know what I mean? It has this dirty, demonic villain-esque kind of feel to it. But I feel like Sam's vocals kind of support that as well. So I like this vocal mix a lot, 100%. It's very in line with the instrumental. Quality's great too, nice and level, nothing clashing too overbearing. Vocals definitely sit nice on the instrumental, yeah. So nothing that would like ultimately change on this at all, to be honest with you. The vocal mix very solid. Again, not really a shocker. Sam's Raps usually has a pretty consistent mix, even for a lot of their unreleased tracks. It's still very, very solid when it comes to a mix, definitely. So vocal mix solid. Vocal shining star. It's got to be the writing, man. I mean, the flow and cadence and delivery is fantastic too. I mean, you could definitely make an argument for the flow and cadence and delivery, but for me, it's definitely the writing. 100%, it's the writing for sure, no question. I feel like Sam's really wrote their ass off here for sure. The instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. Got a bowl of grapes here. Temporary cover for sure, because I mean you could always just let it default to the profile picture of your SoundCloud account, but the fact that Sam's Raps kind of always has like a very interesting image for their cover is always funny to me. So aesthetics definitely on point, especially for an unreleased track, definitely. Overall theme, obviously pop quiz. This is the pop quiz exercise, I guess you could call it, is really what Sam's has been on lately. So this is another installation of that, but I think Sam's does a really good job kind of taking certain topics and really just writing their ass off. You know what I mean? This is one where I think Sam's really proved that they're like a top tier writer. It's definitely an artist you totally want to keep your eyes peeled for in 2025, 100%. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to Sam's Raps. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go follow Sam's Raps on Twitter. They are 6 followers away from 1K. That's a great milestone. Go show them some love in the bird app, my friends. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. Whew. That was a crazy submission. Well done. That was fucking nuts. Okay, let's get into it. All right. Let's see here. We left off with the homie Sam's Raps. Up next is the homie Lucha Libro, a very talented alternative artist. Lucha Libro has been killing it lately with their submissions, and they've just been releasing consistently for quite some time here. But been, I think, like a couple weeks since we heard from Lucha. So let's see what we got here from the homie. I'm definitely down. Pop it open a new tab. Let's see what we got here. Okay, have we reacted to anything off of this project? I think we did Carousel. This one came out back in April. I do remember, I think we did tracks 1, 2, and now we're about to do track 3. Yeah, so we did tracks 1 and 2. Okay, so this is off of a 4-track EP from the homie Lucha Libro. All right. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, I'm down. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Let's go. New Lucha Libro. I'm down.
Hello everyone, this is Raisep speaking, and welcome to this special edition of Lucha News Network. Today we want to speak about the poor conditions the government has left the parties all beloved town. We've sent our guns reporter El Lucha to get a closer view of this pathetic scene. It's on you, Lucha.
Joder, ¿ya estamos en directo?
Estoy aquí solo en el parque, toda mi vida está hecho un desastre. Nos ha vuelto a apretar los bancos desde hace por lo menos unos 20 años. Cuando cadena colgando de un barco es lo único que queda de baile. En el baloncito anunciando que esta hostia de todo un lado muy fuerte. Es como ir de un puzzle. Un quinto as en el par. Golpeándome la torre, mamadorre. Me la
Hmm. Very interesting. Very, very interesting approach. So ultimately, that sounded like a recording of a show, like a live performance, but it was almost not at the same time. Very interesting. It was almost like this whole track had uh this like phone audio kind of vibe. Very, very interesting. I mean, I guess this would have doubled up better with a visual, right, of the performance, but it's a very interesting take, 100%. Very, very interesting take. Um okay, let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. Um let's see here. We're going to talk about the instrumental, we're going to talk about vocals, and we're going to talk about the overall theme of this track. So, instrumental, again, the mix is very interesting, right? It has this like phone audio, almost kind of like recording to it, right? It has this interesting flavor. But what we do get is Lucha Libro's usual acoustic instrumental kind of vibe as well. So I think that's a plus. So the mix is very interesting. It's an interesting choice for sure, but um, I see the vision, especially for a DIY underground independent artist. I definitely see the vision for sure. Maybe this was something that Lucha Libre just kind of wanted to archive, right? But the mix is very interesting. It serves its purpose for what this is, right? Um, the instrumental "Shining Star" is definitely the structure. I feel like this song was definitely structured out really well. If we heard like the official audio, I bet you it'd be crazy. It'd definitely be crazy for sure. Um, so instrumental "Shining Star," definitely the structure for sure. Vocals. Vocal mix. Very interesting. A very, very interesting vocal mix. Again, much like the instrumental, it's a very interesting approach for sure, but definitely has that raw lucha libre kind of style that we're used to here on the show. Not really a shocker there, but I think it's definitely solid for what it is, right? Especially if like this mix is intentional. Like I definitely see what lucha libre is doing there for sure. So vocal mix is definitely right where it needs to be for this type of vibe. Definitely. Vocal shining star. Probably flow, cadence, and delivery. The way that this was delivered is the usual emotional lucha libre that we're very much used to. So again, match that with the acoustic kind of vibe. Lucha libre does a good job, really making their tracks authentic, for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely structure. Vocal solid, definitely the delivery, flows, and cadence. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. I spoke a little bit about this project cover quite a while ago actually, but this is one where I feel like this is like everything Lucha Libre is and more. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very, very authentic and very consistent. You know what I mean? It has Lucha on the front, their dog. It has this like yellow aesthetic that is actually very consistent throughout all of Lucha Libre's releases. That's one thing I actually really, really appreciate is how consistent they are with their covers, right? And no matter like what their cover is, they always have this like yellow base to it. And I think that's super, super fucking sick. You know what I mean? They always do a good job with aesthetics. So aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme. So this is definitely one where I feel like Lucha had a very interesting vision and really wanted to give that like authentic show audio. So I wouldn't dig too deep on the theme for this one here. This is definitely one where I feel like the song itself could be served differently, and you could kind of like analyze it that way as well. But Lucha Libre always does a really solid job making sure that the emotion is felt regardless of the track. So very interesting, my friend. Very, very interesting, my friend. But well done. Thank you so much for the submission. Huge shout out to Lucha Libre. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify, and of course, make sure you go follow Lucha Libre on Twitter. They are 2 followers away from 130, so make sure you go show them some love over there. The Bird app, my friends, and of course, every artist featured in today's episode, aka this week's episode and every other episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you for showing some love to Music Mondays, my friends. Always. Well, let's get it. All right. Well, let's see here. So we left off with the homie Lucha Libre. Up next is the homie Onwuka. Now, Onwuka, a very, very talented hip-hop artist, has been on a roll with their submissions, man. They have been killing it. But this week, they submitted a track titled You Got Me. You Got Me by Insomniawuka featuring Darl. Cool play track that he sets off. I wrote this as double meaning, sense of love and passion in general, with shouts out to classic artists like Rick James. Okay, you got me. Damn, so this is a very... Alright, this one could be interesting. This one's definitely going to be interesting. Okay. And it's another track off of Fatal Fate Tales. So this is actually track 6. So we've reacted to quite a few of these. Beast Ballin', Luke Cage, Fatal Fate Tales. There's definitely some that we missed. But we're doing track 6. You Got Me by Onwuka, Insomniac, and the homie Darl. Well, let's see what we got. I'm down. Let's get into it.
Yeah, smooth. Yeah, check. Yo, in the smoke section, you know how we do it. Play by play, real action. Why she act stupid? Say you never, why you capping? Put your back into it.
Oh shit.
Cue the Michael Jackson moonwalk music. Had to walk back to it. Mr. W was W, but I could W. Sipping E and J half and half. I'm seeing double of you. That just means you getting 4 rounds. I'ma spell trouble for you. D-A-R-R to the Y-L. If she play, she gon' say I play it well. She had a little bit of wine and dine to it till I hit her with a wine cooler. Now it's back to the castle.
With a wine cooler.
Typical gamer. Try to explain it. This ain't no Atari joystick. Before I dip, answer one thing. How you tied up when you got no strings? Yeah.
Damn.
You got me hanging.
I was like, holy shit.
Loosen while I'm still like slice. You got me hanging on the string just like a cat. Now baby, this ain't a dream, yeah, you know that it's live. Just playing Halo 7 Live Wire 2005. Can you handle the heat like a firefighter? Hey yo, is it too hot for you? Afraid of the grind? I wanna risk your life. I help you get wired so you can see the vision like HDMI. Like a record team.
Damn.
Fire desire, I both living in my eyes. Sharper than Melina. A player will slice you if you impose on my vibe. It's Simon the Buka and Daryl Watson. Get it pop and boom, bro, like the barrel of a shotgun. Like a spider's prey. You got me hanging on strings. Don't be a liar, baby. You know you think about me. Let's go. You got me hanging.
That's a sleeper right there. I feel like if somebody was listening to Fatal Fate Tales for the first time, that's a very, very underrated track. I could see that being a lot of people's favorites, to be honest with you. That was very, very like straight to the point and like showing the best qualities of everybody. Like even Insomniac with the sample is just crazy. You know what I mean? Trying to make it low key romantic, kind of passionate, low key about music in a sense too. Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Well done. All right. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So, we're going to talk about three things here. We're going to talk about the instrumental, we're going to talk about vocals, and we're going to talk about the overall theme of You Got Me. So, let's talk instrumental. Instrumental mix is fantastic per usual. Usually anything with Onwuka or Insomniac or any of that crew has always a really consistent mix. You know what I mean? Always super level, always super clear. Everything sits right where it needs to be. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Everybody sounds great on the instrumental. So yeah, no. Instrumental mix is fantastic. Not really a shocker from Insomniac, but something you always want to point out, right? So instrumental mix definitely solid. Instrumental Shining Star. I kind of like the drums, right? But I feel like that sample is super well utilized. Again, Insomniac is super talented when it comes to samples and really making like unique new age like hip hop old school styles like mixed together. You know what I mean? So they do a really good job with that. So I kind of want to go sample, but the drums are up there, like I said. I do like the sound selection on the drums too. You know, to be honest, probably the sample. I feel like Insomniac's really, really good at utilizing those and not making it like the lead of the song, but when it does come in, it's super meaningful. So definitely the sample for sure. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix extremely solid. I'm pretty sure we've heard a couple tracks from Daryl through features and other things like that, but I think both Onwuka and Daryl sound really, really good on this. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Nothing that I would like ultimately change on this one. They have a very consistent vocal mix, especially on Muka. For their style and their natural voice, there are certain vocal mixes like that you want to change, but for the most part, I'd say both of them have a very consistent mix. You know what I mean? A very, very consistent mix. So not really a shocker, but something you always want to point out for anybody new, right? So vocal mix very solid, right where it needs to be. Vocal Shining Star. I really like the flow and cadence from everybody on this, but the writing from everybody's really solid too. The flow and cadence and delivery though, I really feel like that's up there. Especially like the transition of Darl to Onwuka, I really feel like the flow and cadence is pretty crazy. But you could really make a case for the writing too, if I'm being honest with you. Probably flow and cadence and delivery, to be honest with you. Everybody just keeps up the pace, and it really puts more emphasis on the writing that we do get anyway, so definitely flow and cadence and delivery. So instrumental solid, definitely the sample. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence of delivery. Let's talk theme, aesthetics, Fatal Fate Tales cover. This is one where I've spoke a little bit about this, but realistically, this is one of the most like recognizable to me covers for Onwuka and Insomniac, just because we've seen a couple of variations, right? I mean, we have Portals and we have so many other singles and a few other pieces that are similar in this art style. This is one that like almost makes them like a solidified duo. You know what I mean? Like this is one where I feel like it's just super staple and like recognizable, and of course the quality's great. It has that like storybook kind of feel to it, as most of their covers do, regardless. But this is one where I feel like it screamed album to me. It was very album worthy for sure. So definitely gives that storybook vibe that it needed for something called Fatal Fate Tales, right? So aesthetics definitely on point for sure. Overall theme, realistically, I think Onwuka explains it really well here. I wrote this in a double meaning sense of love, but also passion in general, right? And I think Darl does that really well. To be honest with you, I think they both, draw like a good line of like passion, but also love passion. You know what I mean? So you kind of understand the vibe of this one a lot, and then like Insomniac with the sample kind of backing it up, making it feel like that old school R&B, almost boom bap esque kind of style, but still very new generation. It's still very fresh. It doesn't sound old. It sounds very modern. You know what I mean? So I think they did a good job like hitting every box of style here, but also kind of like presenting something new. You know what I mean? So this is one where I feel like this is a total sleeper on this project, and this is one where I could feel like this is probably one of people's favorites off of the whole thing, to be honest with you. It's definitely like top 5 for me, for sure. Definitely off Fatal Fate Tales, 100%. Well done, my friends. Well done. With that said, huge shout out to Onwuka. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go follow Onwuka on Spotify and Insomniac and Darl. And of course, make sure you go follow Onwuka on Twitter. They are 2 followers away from 720. Make sure you go show them some love in the bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, per usual, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists and the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. You guys know the drill, man. Let's go. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friends. Salute Onwuka. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Let's fucking get it. Always a good time when there's an Onwuka submission, man. Always a good time. All right. Let's see here. So per usual, we are about halfway through the show, so you guys know the drill. Make sure you get up, go stretch your legs, go for a smoke break, go for a bathroom break, go do whatever you need to do. And the Music Mondays podcast will return, and we're going to dive right back into our community submissions after this short commercial break. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere, and we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Music Mondays podcast, episode 100 or 204. And that's crazy to say, but I hope you had a good. Come on in, my friends. Happy Monday. Let's get back into it. So, you guys know the drill. Well, let's break it down. So, left off with the homie Onwuka. Up next would be the homie Laveries, but Laveries is Music Mondays Patreon, and we've already reacted to Laveries' submission earlier in the show. Make sure you go check out the beginning of the show and go show Laveries some love. So following that, we got the homie Sin, aka Survival and Negativity, a very, very talented hip-hop artist, submitted a track titled Focus. Sin and Lotus Key, aka LinkedIn Music, Focus, Speed of Life, from our debut project, My Last Surviving Lotus. Wow. Okay, I'm totally down. Absolutely, absolutely down. Sin's back with another submission. I don't think we reacted to Sin last week, or maybe we did. Yeah, I think we did. But Sin, also, like I said, a very, very talented hip-hop artist, submitted a track titled Focus. Well, let's see what we got. All right. Bob, let's open a new tab. Let's see what we got. Yes, Bandcamp, we accept your terms of use. No problem. Okay. Let's get into it. Sin and Lotus Key, Focus. Let's go.
Yo. Lotus Key. Bob. Yeah, peace to Exhibit on this one. Yo. In my past life, I walked amongst the edges of corruption. I don't know how it went, but in this life, I ended up with the same thing. I guess it didn't go as planned since I got a second try. Could be the story of my life. As many times that I done given up and changed my mind when these messages come as divine blessings. It's a sign that I'm meant to do what I do with this pen and with this paper. May not be God's favorite, but I know I'm in his favor. Wrote this in the twilight hours just before Hallows Eve, when I noticed he probably showered me in odysseys to share with the world. People in my role gotta be the happenings that react to the soul inside of me. And over novelty beats, I properly released debauchery free documents dotted with the spot of prophecy. I must have known this was coming. Years of thinking I was thrown here for nothing. My soul function never open for discussion, but I know that as long as I know it's something, then I can keep moving at the speed of light. Yo, I keep moving at the speed of light. With the dollar in my pocket, a message for the hopeless, desire to keep it rocking, and the dream within my focus. You're nothing without focus. You're nothing without focus. Yo, I've been walking with my head down, now I simply don't know what's in front of me. Something in me's gonna break the cycle. Insightful enough to know that I am just as flawed as anyone, but made the choices to evolve to any sum. My story just begun, like the first lessons of a father to a son. Never noticed how much I needed one until I seen mine crawl, seen them walk, seen them talk, seen them run. My bloodline is one of question, where each one's lineage is in polar opposition to the next one. Like my mother's unassuming work could be mental, mixed with my father's side of drinkers who just never reached their full potential. So where I call it simple, right in the type of middle that it nights, and in the battle I fight despite the principles I'm raised with. Hard not to be lazy when it's in you, but when I say son you can make it, I'm trying to be the living proof. So what I'm giving you is what my grandfather gave to my mother, who gave it to me with different views. The world changes every day, so we adapt till we attract the things that bring happiness, then we keep intact. The beaten path is not for us to follow. Remember that when society tries to mold you into something hollow. I'd only tell you to follow what you believe is right. Dreams to keep in sight, come to me where you need to seek the light. However I can help you sleep at night, and we can keep moving at the speed of light. Yo, keep moving at the speed of life. With the dollar in my pocket, a message for the hopeless, desire to keep it rocking, and the dream within my focus. You're nothing without focus. You're nothing without focus.
Wow. very passionate, very, very passionate track there. I like that one a lot. I think even Sin, uh, put it in the description, my favorite track on the project. Yeah, I can see why. You wrote your ass off for this one, for sure. Really, really well done. Um, Holy shit. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals. We're gonna talk about the overall theme of Focus. So, um, instrumental's great. Prod by Lotus Key, fantastic. Um, I love the sample. Drums are awesome. Mix is great. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Yeah, I'm big on this one. I'm definitely big on this one. I think Lotus did a really good job. But the mix itself is great. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Like I said, vocals sit nice. Everything's nice and level. No gripes for the instrumental mix whatsoever at all. To be honest with you. So instrumental mix very solid. Instrumental Shining Star. Kind of torn between the melody and the sample. The sample's very well utilized, but the melody's definitely up there too. Probably the melody just because it makes the song it kind of has this like passion right off the rip, and I think it's from the melody. And it puts even more emphasis on the vocals. So for me, definitely melody, 100%. No instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, absolutely fantastic. Sin has had a very consistent vocal mix since their very first submission on the Music Mondays podcast. Even for some of their older tracks, their vocal mix is absolutely fantastic, literally. Especially for their style, and their natural voice is very solid, so you don't really want to go too crazy with the mix. But when it comes to this one, crisp, clean, clear, straight to the point. You know what I mean? 100% straight to the point. So vocal mix sounds fantastic. Stratic Beats does a really good job with that as well, for sure. Vocal Shining Star has got to be writing. It's got to be writing. It's such passionate writing, such honest writing here. It's got to be writing. Flow and cadence and deliveries up there for sure, but let's go with writing this time, definitely. So instrumental solid, definitely the melody. Vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. The Last Surviving Lotus, Sin, and Lotus Key. An insane picture choice here because it almost looks so classic, like that 2003 like Fruitager Arrow, like very like low quality kind of picture, but it's obviously like on purpose, you know what I mean? So it has this like throwback like early 2000s like Internet Explorer kind of vibe. So great for a project, and it definitely has that like nostalgic feel to it. Text at the top and the Lotus bottom right. I mean, fantastic choice. You know what I mean? Fantastic choice. So aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme of Focus, speed of life. Very interesting. I mean, realistically, by the end of the track, I knew why this was Sin's favorite. It was very honest and very passionate. Focus is very important. No matter what you're doing in life, right? You want to be a good person. You want to achieve your dreams. You want to accomplish your goals. You need to be focused. And being focused is not only for accomplishing things, but it's also to keep you on the right path, because sometimes when you're not focused, you tend to fall off and do other shit that makes you unfocused. And Sin kind of touches on the real importance of that here. It does a really good job explaining why you need to lock the fuck in, for the lack of a better term, and staying focused is everything. I think Sin did a really good job expanding on that and explaining that. It's a very passionate track here. Very, very passionate. So well done, my friend. Well done. So with that said, huge shout out to Sin. Make sure you go follow them on Bandcamp, and of course, make sure you go follow Sin on Twitter. They're 5 followers away from 400, a W milestone. So make sure you go show them some love on the bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you go show these artists in the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. And if you already have, thank you. Make sure you keep showing some love. And if you already have, like I said, we appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friends. Let's fucking get it. Okay. All right. We left off with the homie Sin. Up next is the homie Offspring Mysterious. Now, Offspring Mysterious, a multi-talented creative, submitted a new YouTube upload titled Sweethearts, Love is in the Air. Now, Offspring Mysterious, known for their multiple talents, writer, designer, curator, editor, videographer, quite literally everything. So let's see what they're working on over here in the Walking Onslaughts universe. Down. Absolutely down. Okay. Go 720. Sweethearts. Everyone and their father got a girlfriend, wife, kids. Seeing someone me? Pff, forget about it. Oh, this is gonna be good. I'm down. I'm totally down. Alright, let's get into it. Offspring Mysterious. Sweethearts. Let's go. Talking to the shorty outside. Way to scare the hose away. The adding the text at the bottom is crazy. Good addition. Damn. Oh shit. Shout out the guy on the bike. Free cameo. I like that POV. It's good, like, vlog style, you know? Oh shit, another shorty. No way. Oh shit. That's actually fire. That's crazy. This one almost doubles up as like a behind the cover art as well, especially towards the end. You know what I mean? So it kind of doubles up as that. That's crazy. Links in description. Rising Sun was used. Some W's in the comments. Love that, man. Love that. Okay, so this is a great follow up, right? Because this is just kind of like one of those one off videos that you could do after following like a major story, right? This is somewhat of like your filler for Walking Onslaughts, but not really, because it's still a very one-of-one concept. You know what I mean? So I like this out of Offspring. I like that they're continuing to expand. They're not sticking to one thing. They're not kind of switching things up. They're always switching things up. They're always thinking of new ideas. This is one where I like the concept a lot. And to be honest, I think the concept is about to clear in terms of the Shining Star. I think this concept was great. And even just a little bit more of the text at the bottom, I thought that was awesome too. Another great addition. Offspring Mysterious is slowly working their way into integrating just small things to make a lot of these videos so much better. You know what I mean? And as they go along, I'm sure they'll continue to do that. So well done, my friend. Well done. Shining Star, definitely the concept. I love this this Sweethearts concept. So well done. Well done. Huge shout out to Offspring Mysterious. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. Much, much love. Make sure you go subscribe to Offspring Mysterious's YouTube channel. They're only 4 subs away from 230. Make sure you go show them some love. And of course, make sure you go follow Offspring Mysterious on Twitter. They are 4 followers away from 830 as well. Make sure you go show them some love on YouTube and the Bird app. Per usual, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Let's fucking get it, baby. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We are approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. All right, we left off the homie Offspring Mysterious. Up next is the homie Black Silk. It's been a while since we heard from Black Silk, man. It's been, I'd say, like a couple months or so, something like that. But they're back with another track. A very talented hip-hop artist, Black Silk, has submitted Potent featuring Black Silk. I'm down. Hey, Legend, I'm back. Let's fucking get it. Thank you for taking the time to check us out as always. Of course, thank you for your submission, my friend. Fucking go. All right, so we got a YouTube link. We got the homie Emerge the MC. All right. Go 720p. Let's see here. Lots of love in the comments. Okay. Love from Brazil. We love that. Appreciate you, Brazil. All right, well, let's get into it. Potent featuring Black Silk by Emerge the MC. Let's go.
Since 16 in the clip with a 9 and hold 16 years a Glock game.
Oh shit.
Rapper, take his jewels and pop change. The only way to beat a rapper eat or beat a force. Son, put a ratchet in the bag and mouth in. We feed him more guns, then more come. Then shoot the club up underwear, give a chick a loan. Like premature come, once you really gonna pay. Next is the call fund, anger outlaws surrounded by rugged and the lawless. Your chick
Okay.
love with the phallus guzzle, the dick for endorphins. My ears to the concrete, the streets are stalking. The system is the plan of less to be. A hand is rest to me. Through the R's, I still out y'all and manifest my dream. Forgets that gleam. I make a chick wanna caress my jeans and get the sexual gene. I control my destiny. Leave the cousin of death who never catch me. Rest in peace. Yeah, nigga. Yeah. Only classic shit. Imagine this. Looking for an ass to kick. I'm on my trapping and my rapping shit. Yeah.
Only classic shit, the swag's different. Watch the acid drip, summoned from the dead. Observe as the casket rips open. I'm coming with a vengeance. The street people wish peace was her message. That's what they hoping. Dope ends to a story art. Fairy tale when niggas are marrying and Westgate drinks knowledge with a hit of dopamine. And to be seen to show appreciation. The bottom of the well will collect a token, but no, you.
Oh shit.
The get back is potent. Ludacris was comedic with his, but I'm not the one for joking. Motherfuckers got a lot of shit to say behind your back, but not out in the open. To see you in the flesh, ate up the words and started joking. Brought it back up. Heimlich maneuver. How you coping? Emerge the MC and me. Ain't nothing weak about my lyrical potion. I got nothing but the potent, nigga.
Oh shit. What? Okay. So this is a crazy ass track, right? This is one of those that like really fucking starts off hot. You know what I mean? So you got to be strapped in and like ready to go. You know what I mean? And just be ready and paying attention. But wow. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So we're gonna talk about 3 things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of Potent. So Instrumental. I feel like this is a great choice for both of these artists. This is, I think, one of the first times that we've reacted to Emerge. So it's one of those things where I feel like this instrumental fit both of them really well. So I think this is a smart choice from this duo here for sure. So the instrumental solid, definitely 100%. Let's talk instrumental mix. Fantastic, to be completely honest with you. Nothing clashing, too overbearing. Nothing that I would like ultimately change on this. Both of these artists sound really, really solid on the instrumental. Everything cuts through nicely. Vocals sit nice, like I said. Sound selection solid. Nothing I would like ultimately change about the instrumental mix at all, to be honest with you. So definitely right where it needs to be for this track. So instrumental mix solid. Instrumental shining star. Probably the drums. I feel like the melody could be a close second for sure. You could definitely argue melody, but these drums are very dangerous. Very, very dangerous, and keeps up the emphasis on like the lyrics and the writing, and makes you take the track a little bit more serious, right? So definitely the drums for sure. Instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix. Fantastic, to be honest with you. Has that like raw style, but it's still high quality. Levels are good, nothing clashing too overbearing. Like I said, both vocals sit nice on the instrumental, so nothing that I would like ultimately change on this one, right? Especially for the style that they're going for. I feel like they both sound really solid on this for sure. So, vocal mix, W. Vocal shining star. I was gonna say flow and cadence, but I like the writing out of both of them, to be honest with you. I was gonna say flow and cadence, I really was, but I think I'm changing my mind. I think writing here from both of them is really, really solid. So definitely writing. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme, aesthetics. You guys know how I feel about the IRL like photo covers, right? Just like a little edit, and if you don't really want to go too crazy with cover art, this is definitely the direction to go. You know what I mean? Just use the IRL photos, deep fry it however you want, do a little edit, or even, sometimes you don't even have to do that edit. But covers like these always work for like quick little singles, you know what I mean? So aesthetics definitely on point for sure. I mean, both of them in the picture, text in the mid, producer. So yeah, solid. Definitely solid. So aesthetics on point. Overall theme for potent. I mean, realistically, this is one where I wouldn't dig like super deep for a theme. This is one where you gotta appreciate the writing for what it is, right? Definitely almost like teetering on that cipher kind of feel, but not really, because they both wrote their ass off here. So I feel like this is one where you really gotta pay attention to writing and appreciate the lyricism here for sure. So well done, my friends. Well done. With that said, huge shout out to Black Silk and Emerge the MC. Make sure you go sub to Emerge now that Music Mondays already did. They are about 3 subs away from 230, so go show them some love in the tube, man. And of course, make sure you follow Black Silk on Twitter. They are approaching 2.4K on the Bird app, so make sure you go show them some love over there on Twitter. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you have not already. We're approaching 300 subscribers, my friends. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you guys do that. And if you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays. Let's get it, baby. All right. So, let's see here. We left off with the homie Black Silk. Up next is the homie Fonzie. Been a while since we heard from the homie Fonzie. A very talented hip-hop artist has submitted Name Flips. Okay. Like I said, a very talented hip-hop artist, Fonzie, hasn't submitted in quite a while, so let's go see what they've been up to, man. I'm definitely down. All right, let's see here. All right, so December 10th. This is literally 6 days ago, not even a week old. All right, let's get into it. Fonzie, Name Flips. Let's go full volume. Go 720. All right, let's get into it.
So much things to say, but such little time. Car people are feeling the eyes. Kid me not, I never came for the vibes. Collect my pound, that's sterling right. When it's talking, that's a walk of life. Dug yourself a little old. Lean on a man. Now the gas is dead. You can either Kalashnikov or apologize for acting skits. Move, if we meet then you're older than Asa. I can't even see a dough. The small things matter. Word to Willard Wigan. The Akis call me a caller. Card the written's coming like Shakespeare. YG4 I'm P or Baz. I told them I beat your dad. You know the old days don't play fair. Can't say you'll meet your match. We ain't even just rivals. You're more like a splinter. All night like when he went from AC to Inter. Real from Barca. Only promotion. Watch how Warten's composing. On the books in Malone thing. Detecting agents' antics. Call me Cruddy Colombo. I'm looking most that. Need to find where Benny Banks is. Never had to Blade Brown or move a young meth. Lumberjacks know when I'm active. Give you the greatest hit, one skep. Carry on heaping praise. I'll have to ring off a Bellingham. Multiple Ricos, only thing I know is squeeze. Schemes, see the Microsoft Teams. Kano effect, the way man meets machine. Them man seen the temper. Check the gender. They thought they'd leave with the halo. Dash that placenta. Zizou, not only Zizou, danger, lay you down in the deep tomb. Sweet true, feel the blizzard. Little rascal, big shiznit. Can't forget temps and Merker. Talking messy can end in murder. I really gotta test this learner. Thinking they're smart, I gave them a burner. Moving like flirter. DUBZ for a gurner. They ain't got the vibes, man, Ghana. Jay, I had a dream that Fonz is the father. And she's the mother. Birthing styles on a flying saucer. Righteous borrow. Remind me of Baby Blue. But really she's Lady Sovereign. Escobara, it's gonna be mad when I book her. Create magic abracadabra till we find the one that's heady. I remember days of bricks before all these little sims. Feeling like Stephen Bartlett, Diary of a CEO. CP30 is out enough for you, man, move. Sway off B, never found that groove. Traumatic around them fumes. Catch me on Corrupt FM. Pyration for the nation. Wordsmith, novelist. I just like Mike Man if I'm honest, kid. Yo, A-star. Play that murky ace if you're rude, kid. You might end up with a new trim. Everyone's confused. Like, yo, who's him? Spliff I wrapped in a blue slim. To cool off of the cranium. Pushing it geraniums. Listen, watch when I pack out the palladium. Start reverse engineering that one. Enter the granite seeds. Gotta be 6 feet deep at least. I ain't looking to plant though. Feeling like Paper Pablo. And it's T, not talking Earl Grey. R.I.P. James Earl, mate. I ain't keeping up with the Joneses. Why is that? I'm Jay Golden. President T, no voting. These MCs on a coat ting. Joke ting. Look at ya, provoked him. If he was to forward, I would've smoked him. Big facts. I go hard as nails when it's late and Denny. Y'all thought that I'm way too friendly. When I got the kush, I'm Khalifa. Now make me bun like Jalifa. Queen Omega. Rings of Saturn, not Sega. High behind mass, that's Vega. Yo, 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 yo. When I'm on, I could never be shy to share my Cartier. Things can't run round here, that's Garnier. Listen, mate, you're having a Barnier. Where's that Stormzy, bray? I swear my man's hardly here. From the craft, I'm looking to kick rich. They got no Highlander dipstick. Same as strong as capes. Not too far from Sizzlers. Let me know if you go in the distance. High voltage emittance. Can't I kick good riddance? Formula 1, I'm missing. They don't love the craft, they're just crafty. Probably why I'm a drifter. Big shot looking all funny. Need to get them out the picture. Chilly season, it's winter. Got me moving like the mass singer. Way too good, they call me a ringer. Petty and the Jerry can no Springer. Cole was a Mario's hole and a Mario's hole was he. If he spots it tonight, something's turning cold. Loosely sinking fleets. Night Rider flinging beats. Probably why I'm skinning tea. Crystal drink it sweet. Missiles hitting streets, yo. Radical Koji, gotta send one out to OP. Check the weather, it's snowy. Big flow down, man, a showy. They're never gonna blow. That one scribs and poet. So Bessie keep it humble. Apex predator of the jungle. Tryna stop Pino Gongo. Gangrene stack bundles. Big up Trippy Blakey from back at AG. Best believe man love you. Yeah, I wanna play footsie. She wanna get foot loose. Run a highway in a row on bugs. Troublesome, Predator, Gargamel. Them record naga sell. Think you're Spyro, but you got no heat. No Red Bull, you're just dragging it. One bag of Labrish labbing it. No drive, not even cabbing it.
Damn. That was crazy. Wow. That was 5 minutes of fucking heat, is what that was. That was 5 minutes of straight fucking heat. Wow. Very impressive. Very, very impressive to make that stretch for 5 minutes. That was great. That was absolutely great. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals, and we're gonna talk about the overall theme of this track. So, let's talk instrumental, man. I love the choice for this kind of track, right? This Cypher freestyle s kind of track. You know, if you're gonna stretch out a track, you need an instrumental that's like gonna be solid for a good 5 minutes, and this is definitely a solid choice. So, that's a big W. Definitely a big W. Um, but instrumental mix is fantastic. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Nothing I would like ultimately change on this. Um, sound selection's good. Drums are solid. Nothing that I would really change about this, to be honest with you. Vocals sit nice. Everything cuts through nicely. Levels are solid. Quality's good. Um, definitely solid for where it's at. You know what I mean? So crisp, clean, clear, straight to the point. Um, so yeah, definitely no gripes with the instrumental mix at all. Instrumental shining star. Probably the drums. I feel like the drums really keep up the pace here, and the 808 in specific is super, super solid. Some of the slides are crazy on the 808s. So for me, definitely the drums, definitely. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, great for everybody. Everybody sounds really, really solid on this. Again, crisp, clean, clear. Levels are good, especially for the style that they're going for. You don't really need to go too crazy with effects or anything like that. You just got to make sure the mix itself is very crispy. So vocal mix very solid for everybody across the board for sure. Nothing clashing to overbearing. Vocals sit nice. Everything cuts through nicely. So yeah, definitely a solid vocal mix. Vocal shining star. I feel like writing's pretty crazy here. Writing and lyrics are definitely nuts, but the flow and cadence and delivery for 5 minutes is really impressive. You know what I mean? Like really, really impressive. So for me, definitely the writing, 100%. Um, but yeah, yeah, writing, yeah. I mean, flow and cadence and delivery is really nuts, but yeah, probably writing, to be honest with you. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Vocal solid, definitely the writing. Let's talk theme. Aesthetics. Fantastic. For something titled Name Flips and Name Flips 3, um, fantastic, to be honest with you. Like, literally fantastic. It's one of the more, like, eye-catching covers I've seen in a while, but also, like, it's very personal to Fonzie, so I feel like this is a solid choice. And definitely screams project to me. Fonzie at the top, title in the middle, Rod Mr. Scandal below. I mean, really solid. You know what I mean? Like, really, really solid. So, aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, name flips. I wouldn't really dig too deep on a theme here. This is one where you definitely gotta appreciate the writing and lyricism here for sure. Like Fonzie went absolutely crazy with the writing and the flows and cadences here. So yeah, gotta be one of those listens where you just really dive into the lyrics and really dive into the writing and appreciate it for what it is. You know what I mean? So well done, my friends. Well done. With that said, a huge shout out to Fonzie. Thank you so much for the submission. Make sure you go subscribe to the channel. They are only 7 subs away from 160, so make sure you go show them some love. And of course, make sure you follow Fonzie on Twitter. They're approaching 890 followers. They're only 7 away, so go show them some love over there on Twitter. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists at the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you guys showing love to Music Mondays, and much love. Let's fucking go. See you guys dropping likes, dropping comments, all that good jazz. And we appreciate you here at Music Mondays, man. Let's fucking get it. So, all right. Let's see here. We left off with the homie Fonzie. Up next is the homie Braden. Braden, a multi-genre talented artist, submitted a track titled Bass Boosted or Bass Boosted, however you want to look at it. New project 1223. Very interesting. So new Braden on the way, and we have Bass Boosted here. Okay. So let's see. Like I said, Braden, a multi-genre talented artist, has been going crazy for the end of 2024. So that's a big fucking W. But well, let's get into it. Braden, Bass Boosted. Let's go.
run their fucking mouth.
Oh shit.
Pull to your house. Every single person wants a little clout. In a quiet place, smoking on the loud. Shit, I smoke so loud, bitches bass boosted. You a fat back, so I know you hate moving. I'm tryna whip this hoe, bitch, I hate cruising. You know that you're sleeping on me, even though you hate snoozing. Even though you hating on the beat, hit a little one, so I don't fuck with that bitch. Hit her with a fuck you. This is just a vibe, little baby, just move. This is just a vibe, little baby, just move. Lately I've been going crazy. Blue hair bitch said they wanna have my babies. Maybe she said that I'm driving her crazy. I've been smoking shit that'll have you feeling lazy. All these bitches tryna run their fucking mouth. Talking shit, I'm finna pull to ya.
Oh shit.
Every single person wants a little clout.
What the fuck?
In a quiet place, smoking on the loud. Shit, I smoke so loud, bitches
Was that
bass
stutter
boosted.
like?
You a fat back, so I know you hate moving. I'm tryna
Hold
whip
on.
this hoe, bitch, just move. Lately I've been going crazy. Blue hair bitch said they wanna have my babies. Maybe she said that I'm driving her crazy. I've been smoking shit that'll have you feeling lazy. All these bitches tryna run their fucking mouth. Talking shit, I'm finna pull to ya. Every single person wants a
That's crazy. Is that like clipping?
smoking on the loud. Shit, I smoke so loud, bitches bass boosted. You a fat back, so I know you hate moving. I'm tryna
That's
whip this
nuts.
hoe, bitch, I hate cruising. You know that you sleeping on me, even though you hate snoozing.
That's nuts. I thought that was a stream, but it was still there. That's crazy. Okay, let's talk about this one, man. This is like really crazy because I can feel the level up here from Braden. You know what I mean? I can feel the level up about to come through for Braden, and it's fucking nuts. This is really insane. Really, really fucking insane. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Let's get into it. So, we're gonna talk about three things here. We're gonna talk about the instrumental. We're gonna talk about vocals. We're gonna talk about the overall theme of the track. Instrumental's great. Braden has had a really interesting taste for instrumentals lately, but everything they choose, they absolutely body every single time, no matter how outlandish or different it is from their usual styles. They always do a really, really good job, man. So I like the choice. Definitely like the choice a lot. Has that like old school jerk style again, but it's still very new age and has this new fresh take on it, you know? So instrumental choice solid. Instrumental mix fantastic. It definitely has that like bass boosted effect without like actually like deep frying the song. You know what I mean? Like nothing really got affected. Vocals are solid, instrumental solid. You know what I mean? So it really, really like hits that like bass boosted theme for sure, and sound realistically. But instrumental mix is solid. Again, nothing clashing too overbearing. Sound selection's great. Nothing really, you know, clashing or getting in the way or anything like that. So instrumental mix very solid. Very solid. Instrumental shining star. I mean, it's got to be the drums, right? I really feel like if like you don't say the drums, that's pretty crazy. I mean, you could totally say the melody, but for me, it's got to be the drums. You know what I mean? It's got to be the drums, 100%. So, instrumental, shining star, definitely the drums. Let's talk vocals. Vocal mix, really solid. I feel like this is a vocal mix where Braden kind of tweaked their vocals for this track in particular, and I think they like how it came out, and I do too. You know what I mean? Like, it definitely has like a little bit more effects on it than usual, right? And goes along with the sound of the instrumental, which I think is super, super sick. So vocal mix solid, not too crazy outside the box, but definitely Braden like going in a more colorful direction when it comes to the mix. So, or yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, realistically, it's such a great step in the right direction, and like this is how you kind of find certain sounds that you want to fuck with. You know what I mean? And you really enjoy. So vocal mix very solid for this one. Crisp, clean, clear, straight to the point. Again, vocals sit nice in the instrumental, drums cut through nicely. So for me, the vocal mix is very solid. Vocal shining star. I love the writing here. I love the writing. It's fun. It's cocky. It's a good time. But the flow and cadence and delivery of how Braden really delivered this is fucking insane. I love the flow and cadence and delivery. Fast pace, keeps it up, and it just has this like good energy to it. So yeah, for me, definitely flow and cadence and delivery, but writing's a close second. The instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Let's talk theme. So aesthetics, we're back here with the blue covers with the homie Braden, and they've been very consistent with these covers, man. And like using like the IRL photos is always a plus, but the fact that they've had this blue hue type filter on a lot of their recent covers is such a W because it really keeps their art and aesthetics consistent, especially for some one-off singles. I feel like it's always a W. You know what I mean? And of course we have the IRL pick as well. So aesthetics definitely on point. I always love the blue theme. I think Braden's been doing a really good job with that as of lately. You know what I mean? A lot of their recent tracks are really, really, really well done. You know what I mean? Like these here are just great. Absolutely fantastic. So aesthetics absolutely solid. So okay, overall theme, bass boosted. Realistically, it's in the title. You know what I mean? It has that like old school, like 2010, maybe 2009, like Jerk era, kind of vibe to it, and it's really hitting that like bass boosted kind of area as well. So theme isn't really too deep. This is one where you definitely got to appreciate the lyrics and the writing from the homie Braden for sure. So well done, my friend. Well done. With that said, huge shout out to Braden. Make sure you go follow them on Spotify. And of course, much love and thank you for your submission. And make sure you go follow Braden on Twitter. This is their new Twitter, man. So make sure you go juice it up. They have no followers. So go show them some love in the bird app, my friends. Of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Money channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. So make sure you show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. Okay. Let's see here. So we left off with the homie Braden. Up next would be the homie Jordan, but Jordan is Music Money's Patreon, and we've already reacted to their submission earlier in the show. So make sure you go check out Jordan's submission. Make sure you go watch the beginning of the show and go show some love to all of our Patrons, man. Following that would be the homie Fonzie, but we already reacted to the homie Fonzie. We went through their name flip submission already, so make sure you go show that some love as well. Below that would be TDG, but we've already reacted to TDGs as well because they're Music Money's Patreon, so make sure you go check out the beginning of the show to go see what all of our Patrons are up to, man. Okay, so huge shout out to TDG and all of our Patrons as well. Up next is USB Halo, Sanctuary Soldier. Now, this is the first time we've gotten a submission from USB Halo. This is the first time submitting artists. They submitted a track titled There's a Light in Me, Rain God. Interesting. Okay. Let's pop this open, a new tab. Let's see what we got here. So first time submitting artist, USB Halo, 11 days ago. I'll write them down. Some love in the comments. Okay. Oh shit. And we got lyrics and description. All right, bet. December 4th. So this is still very, very new. First time submitting artist, USB Halo. There's a Light in Me. Let's go. Oh shit. Wow. That was fucking crazy. Fantastic. That was an insane first time submission, man. Wow, wow, wow. Impressive. Very, very impressive. What a sound. It has that like perfect like alt pop, alt trap kind of sound. It's really mixing a couple of really, really good styles. That was fantastic. That was really, really fantastic. It looks like they've been creating music for quite some time. I mean, 4 months ago. Yeah, so this isn't their first rodeo at all. And this is off their project Angel in the Dark. And this is the first track actually. Wow, that's fucking nuts. Well done. That is a crazy, crazy first time submission. Let's break it down. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it. So, we're going to talk about three things here. We're going to talk about the instrumental. We're going to talk about vocals. We're going to talk about the overall theme of There's a Light in Me. So, instrumental choice. Fantastic. Rain God did a fucking amazing job on this instrumental. I love this one. I mean, the mix is just fucking insane. Nothing clashing too overbearing. Sound selection is good. Vocals sit nice. Drums cut through nicely. It's enough mud, but not too much mud. It's not too overbearing or anything like that. I wouldn't change a thing on this instrumental mix at all. Instrumental mix is beautiful, actually. So really, really well done. Instrumental shining star, definitely the drums. I mean, the structure of the instrumental is definitely up there for me too. But the drums and the sound selection on the drums are just fucking, they're everything for this song, man. So the drums, for sure. Drums clear here for me. So instrumental solid. Let's talk vocals. I love the vocal mix. I mean, this vocal mix is perfect for this type of style and this type of instrumental. Not too deep fried, but just electric enough to kind of get that alt pop vibe, you know? So vocal mix is fantastic. Nothing clashing too overbearing again. Nothing I would ultimately change on the vocal mix whatsoever. Crisp, clean, clear, straight to the point. And then the lyrics and description even help that as well. So vocal mix is just great. Absolutely great. Vocal shining star. I think writing's pretty impressive, but I feel like flow and cadence and delivery and a lot of the melodic parts of this were very impressive. You know, so definitely flow and cadence and delivery, but writing's a close second for sure. So instrumental solid, definitely the drums. Vocal solid, definitely the flow and cadence and delivery. Talk theme, aesthetics. So this is the project cover here, and it's one of those images that's like so collage like the more you look at it, the more you see. You know what I mean? So perfect for a project. And I like the color palette as well, like the whites and the blues, a little bit of the blacks, you know, so the colors here are really solid. But the aesthetics definitely on point for their sound, for sure. And it definitely screams project to me. So aesthetics definitely on point. Overall theme, There's a Light in Me. I feel like it comes from this line right here. There's a light in me and I need to let it out, you know, and you know, USB Halo kind of goes on and really talks about how they need to make it out of their current situation, make it in, you know, when it comes to their goals and their dreams and aspirations. And I feel like when you're an artist, right, you have so much creativity inside of you and you can't, you know, properly create all the time, or you can't like it's that mix of working hard but also not working hard enough, you know what I mean? And like when you know you have that it factor, you know, you have a lot of creative juice in you and you just want to keep working. I feel like there's a big energy of that here, and it's very like relatable for most artists, right? I feel like almost any artist and listener can take this with, you know, stride and be like, I fucking know exactly what he's talking about. You know what I mean? So the overall theme is very relatable and very honest, you know what I mean? And then just, you know, people hating and trying to, you know, manage your come up while, you know, people never see the vision at first, you know what I mean? It's hard being a new artist. It's hard being a person trying to, you know, put yourself out there and create in a confident way, you know what I mean? So why you just got to ignore anybody with negative energy or anything like that, you know? Which, I mean, obviously Halo talks about here too, you know? So I feel like Halo did a really good job explaining that feeling of needing to let your creativity out. So well done, my friend. Well done. Huge shout out to USB Halo. Thank you so much for the submission, my friend. They are now 4 followers away from 160. So make sure you go show them some love on SoundCloud. Of course, make sure you go follow them on Twitter. They are 4 followers away from 20. So make sure you go show them some love in the Bird app, my friends. And of course, every artist featured in today's episode and every single episode will be linked in the description of the YouTube re-upload. Of course, make sure you subscribe to the Music Mondays YouTube channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 300 subscribers. We upload 2 times per week, every Thursday, every Saturday. Full podcast episodes, exclusive segments, and a whole lot of good jazz over there on the channel. Make sure you go show these artists on the channel some love, baby. Let's get it. If you already have, thank you. We appreciate you here at Music Mondays, my friends. Well, let's fucking go. See you guys dropping likes, dropping comments, all that good jazz. We appreciate you. Let's see here. So that does it for episode 204 of the Music Mondays podcast. Let's give some shout outs. Let's talk about the next week or so. Let's talk about this week. Let's close it out and let's talk for a bit here, chat. So, like I said, huge shout out to everybody that submitted, tuned in, and came through. Let's give some shout out to the chat, man. Let's go show some love to the chibbity chat. Huge shout out to anybody that was lurking, chilling, just kind of came through, want to show some love. On Wuka, thank you so much. And anybody else who lurked and chilled, man, you guys are awesome. Thank you. Huge shout out to everybody that submitted tonight. Huge shout out to, first off, all our Music Mondays patrons, Drama Eyes, Ryuki, Kruger, King Mark, Laveris, Jordan, and the homie TDG. Thank you guys so much for committing to the Music Mondays Patreon. You guys are fucking amazing. Thank you. Huge shout out to everybody that submitted tonight during the show. Huge shout out to Sam's Raps, Lucha Libro, Onwuka, Laveris, Sin, Offspring Mysterious, Black Silk, Fonzie, Braden, Jordan, TDG, Halo, CDJ, and Sinful. Thank you guys so much for all of your submissions. You're fucking wonderful. Thank you. So, per usual, submissions will be live for next week's show tomorrow, December 17th. So make sure you follow us on socials and stay up to date. And, really find out when submissions go live. Make sure you follow us on your preferred social, though. You know what I mean? Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, Threads, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, wherever you're at, Music Mondays is at. So make sure you follow us and stay up to date with all of our drops and all that good jazz. Yes, if you'd like to submit for episode 205 of the Music Mondays podcast, submissions will be live tomorrow, Tuesday, December 17th. This show will be live on all audio platforms this Thursday, anchor.fm/allmusicmondays. You can go stream all the Music Mondays podcast episodes over there as well. And it'll be live on YouTube this Saturday. So you guys know the drill, man. Make sure you guys keep your eyes peeled for pretty much everything that's coming on Music Mondays. Like I said, big last 2 weeks for the end of the year. We're going to be starting the Music Mondays Awards rollout next week. So we're going to have a lot of really, really fun stuff coming soon. And as well as the Patreon update and a few smaller updates will be coming through. And of course, your weekly and monthly jazz will be staying the same, right? Articles every Friday. Show will stay the same. Everything's pretty much staying the same, but we have a few really, really cool things that we want to end off the year with, man. So let's fucking get it. Like I said, huge shout out to everybody that came through and showed love. We'll be live next week for episode 205 of the Music Mondays podcast, but I stream quite literally 5 to 6 days a week, literally. So we're always in here, watch party vibes, speedruns, watching YouTube, just gaming, the whole nine. So make sure you come through and support the stream when you see me live. But we'll be live next week for episode 205 of the Music Mondays podcast. And make sure you follow, subscribe below. Everything linked below. All the socials, all the good jazz linked down below. Make sure you follow Music Mondays at all Music Mondays everywhere. And of course, be safe. I love you. Take care. And massive shout out to everybody that came through and showed love tonight. Music Mondays episode 205 next week. You guys know the drill. Like I said, be safe. I love you. Take care. It's your boy Zomslays, and you can find all the information you need down below. I love you. Take care, and I'll see you next week.